Mike, forget the intro. It's a 504 core podcast you're listening to. There's a saying by an old Arizona Cardinals coach, Mike. They are who we thought they were. A
Classic.
couple of weeks ago, you said, hey, you know what? They're 2-0. They look very good. But let's see what they do against the Eagles. Let's see what they do versus the Falcons. What happened, Mike? They are what we thought they were, right? At the beginning of the season. Are they not what we thought they were? Look, I got this bottle, mate. The Air Force Academy in Colorado College gave me this whiskey to host this event, some things. This is one night of drinking from this team.
Dude, come on. That was tonight. Dude.
The New Orleans Saints. I had some help from some people who are here.
I mean, I don't give a shit. You could be an alcoholic. I don't care. I'm just saying, why'd you let the Chiefs
Look,
make you do that? Come on.
why?
If
Well,
Carolina did, if Carolina pulled that shit, okay. But if the Chiefs, come on.
it's half of it's from like you got little touchdown shots and then you got shots from bad plays. You have a little
You don't have to
fun with
lie
it,
to me. It's okay.
but but it's just they are who we thought they were, Mike. It's bad. It's bad everything. Obviously, the injuries are terrible. Taysom Hill not being in there. Eric McCoy really disrupted this team when versus the Eagles game. That first series versus the Eagles when he wasn't in there, Ruiz not being in there. You complain about the injuries all you want. And yes, the free plays aren't there. The running game is not there. But every single time this team blitzes, Mike, another team blitzes, Derek Carr pisses his pants. He does not know what to do when he's blitz. He doesn't know it's coming. He doesn't ask for extra blockers. He doesn't have a guy come in. Drew Brees used to know when blitzes were coming. Right? Kill, 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 kill. And Michael Thomas slant. 1, 2, 3. Get the ball out your hands. Derek Carr, that first drive, dude, threw it up in the air. What are you doing? If you throw it out of bounds, you could kick a field goal. This team, dude, you're right about Devontae Adams. Look, for reference, Michael Foret talked about Devontae Adams. What does this bring to this team? All right, maybe they catch that ball on fourth down. All right, cool. You're still down 6 points. You know why this offense is struggling right now? Offensive lineman, Mike. It's because Eric McCoy is hurt. He's gone for 6 more weeks. Ruiz is out. Dude, that's the staple of your offensive line right now. Is it not?
Yeah. No, I was in a group message and I was like, Trevor Penning's really our second best lineman right now. And that was like our biggest what if or what question mark of the season. No, I mean I said it after week 2. Everyone was like, oh, you're just a hater, Mike. You're just a hater. It's like, bro, I've watched too much
I wasn't
sports.
disagreeing with you.
No, I'm just talking about just like all my Saints fans giving me shit. It's like, dude, I'm just like, if you guys not watch sports long, like I get it if you're just a casual sports fan. Like I got so many people. I went to Lafayette the weekend after, and people are like, dude, you're like, you don't think the Saints are good? I'm like, I'm not saying they're not good. I'm just saying like, let's wait and see. At some point, like, dude, bro, I've just watched too much sports to sit here and be like, you
Medium
are
comes
you,
back, man.
yeah, no, it's a long season. At some point, you are what you are. Like Dennis Allen needed, I think, going into the season 20. I've said it. I've been saying it all the time. I think it's a wonderful stat. Like he needed to win 22 straight games just to go above 500 as a coach. Like, bro, like at some point, you are what you are. Like you're just not. He's a great coach. He's not a great head coach. Like he is what it is. Derek Carr, after all these years, like he's not. He's out of his prime technically. Like he's not. I refuse to believe these two put it together over one coordinator. That just this team is all of a sudden just a Super Bowl contender. I mean, you beat the Panthers or Bryce Young's Panthers, who's one of the worst starting quarterbacks by a lot of metrics. Not the worst, but one of the worst. You beat them at home, and then you beat the Cowboys. And are the Cowboys even really that good? I'm not even sure. So, and then I just don't. I think this team is slightly better than what they were last year when healthy. For sure, they're definitely better. But it's the NFL. Like there's injuries every single game. When I watch like a random primetime game or just like a random 12 o'clock game, what do you hear from the announcers? This team is decimated here. This team is decimated here. 49ers are decimated here. This team is decimated in the secondary. Blah, 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 blah. Now you're hearing what do you hear with the Saints? Offensive line. Derek Carr is terrible without a good offensive line. This is no secret. Like you said, he panicked tonight on one of the passes. I don't know if it was a third or fourth down, but he had a clean pocket and he threw off his back foot because he was rattled. Like once you get in his head, it's literally over. People talk about I'm going on a little rant here. People are talking about Devontae Adams. What the hell is Devontae Adams going to do with this team? I understand you have Mason Tipton as your third receiver, but bro, Devontae Adams ain't guarding anyone. Like you need to give Derek Carr a pocket, and right now he doesn't have linemen. Right now you can't really trade for linemen because they're pretty valuable. I would not trade a second round pick for Devontae Adams. I think that first of all that's the asking price. I see Twitter people like, oh yeah, send
You got to make the
Devontae Adams.
salary work, Mike, too.
Yeah, no,
You
oh
gotta,
yeah.
you got, you
Send
gotta,
Peyton Turner and a second round pick. It's like no dipshit. They're asking for a second round pick. No other teams cough that up. Like he's 31 years old, about to be 32 years old, something like that. He's on the back end of his career. He's been progressively sliding his whole career. I think if he was really worth a second round pick, it would have been done already. I think Kansas City would have done it. I think the Saints would have done it. I think somebody would have done it if he was truly the number one receiver he's perceived to be. He's not that guy anymore. The Raiders have been fire sailing off their team the past 5 years since Derek Carr. If Derek Carr was worth a damn, do you think they'd be fire sailing a quarterback when you see how desperate teams are to get quarterbacks? No, they would not be. They saw the writing on the wall. I said that too, and it's all come to fruition.
For Derek Carr's sense, dude, I've watched some bad quarterback play this year. Derek Carr is who he is.
He's in the middle.
Like,
he's in the middle.
He's in the middle. But you talked about Derek Carr being past his prime. He's 33 years old. You want to know what Drew Brees did when he was 33 years old, Mike? You want to know
I'm just talking shit.
No, I'm for real. You want to know what Drew Brees did when he was 33
I'm sure he
years
lit
old?
it up 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. What was it?
Yep. 39 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 5,000 yards.
I think
68% completion percentage.
I think that's another problem that I think Saints fans are having a really, really, really tough time.
Dude, it's rare. Drew Brees is like 1 in a million.
No, 100%, 100%. I think that's what like people, Carr. Well, what were people saying about Carr? Like after 2 weeks, you start hearing Drew Brees' name pop up. Like, are you kidding me? Like, are you freaking kidding me? This is the problem the Saints fans have. They want to loop everything back to Brees, and I understand because Brees gave you just what? How long was he with the Saints? 15 years, 12 years? What was it?
Yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah, like long time. So I understand, but like, bro, you're not going to get that back. But if you do get that back, like you got to be very fortunate. You got to land a top 5 pick. You got to get lucky in the draft. The Saints aren't going to get that shot.
The
right?
worst team to be, Mike, is stuck in the middle, and that's
100%. They're gonna end up with the 12th to 15th pick this year. Hopefully they grab a lineman. If people say anything other than that, I'll be really disappointed. Unless there's just some kind of stellar receiver, stellar DB.
Like quarterback wise, I think there's a few guys.
I wouldn't draft a quarterback. Shador, I would not draft.
Shador, you got Cam Ward, who I think makes too many mistakes. You got Gwen Ewers, and you got Carson Beck.
No, none of the above. I mean, if you have,
all right, and then
first of all, 3 of those guys won't be there at 12 because that's just how it goes.
You know what I would do? Just suck ass next year. You know who's coming out next year?
Who?
Arch Manning.
I think Arch Manning will come out, and then you got just guys that are just going to be studs in the future that you can see, like Tennessee's quarterback.
Dude, Arch looks fucking good.
Yeah, no, there's always guys that are going to pop up out of nowhere. But no, getting back to the point, it's just the Saints are just a middle of the road team. I think, my friends call me a hater. It is what it is. I just refuse to believe that all of a sudden these guys, the combination of Dennis Allen and Derek Carr are just all of a sudden.
For granted, dude, they can it's not out the question. They can be a 7 seed. They can win this freaking division.
Oh, it's definitely feasible. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, they're not Super Bowl contenders like a lot of people.
They are who we thought they were.
Yeah,
right?
no, I 100% agree. Yeah, I said it before the season. I think hover around 7, 8 wins. I mean, Vegas has the over under at 7.5. Vegas is pretty close to dead on a lot of the time. So I think the schedule. I said it before the season. The defense will keep them around games. I think the defense played decent tonight. Didn't play great. Um, yeah, the defense will keep them in the games. I would say the division, but the division's kind of good. I mean, Atlanta's not. I don't think Atlanta's really that good, but they're not bad. I think Tampa's a decent team. I don't know. I don't think they're contenders, but they're definitely playoff worthy.
But right
Um,
now, do you feel like both those teams are better than the Saints?
I think Tampa is for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think Atlanta is. I don't think Atlanta is very well coached.
And
I don't know.
also, the Saints lost that game.
Yeah, no. I if
They lost the last two games. I mean, before the Chiefs game.
no, I yeah. Every not every single game, but a lot of these games come down to 2 or 3 plays a game, and you just got to be on the right side of things. And
Kick the field goal, right?
dude, just something. Just like Dennis Allen, he seems to be on the wrong side of these 2 to 3 crucial plays a game, and that's my deciding factor in thinking this isn't. I just
It's
don't think it's good.
also the depth, Mike, the depth of this team. I'm talking about defensively too, with a lot of these guys getting hurt. People talk about Pete Warner. Pete Warner,
He Warner's
he's played.
good.
He's good. You saw the difference of somebody besides Pete Warner out there tonight in the run game and even in pass coverage. Will Harris has played well this year. After Will Harris got hurt, you kind of saw the difference. Paul Devo has struggled a little bit. Alante Taylor's been good. Um, Cam Jordan, man,
He's just old.
he's old. He's a legend. He might be a Hall of Famer,
I
right?
Yeah, I would assume he's like one of those quiet Hall of Famers where it's like,
He-
you know,
he's he's a Hall of very good Hall of Famer, right? He's like borderline, like he might. He
he's
kind of
not
go
first
either
ballot.
way.
He might
Yeah,
be like second or third ballot where you see him like, oh
yeah,
yeah, okay, I could see that, and then like you start reading stats, like okay, that makes sense. Yeah, no, I think he will be, but like maybe down the line. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Just this team is old. I pray to God they don't give up anything. So if they actually try and get Adams, they don't give up anything substantial. I mean, do you think Mickey Loomis is coaching or not
Yes,
coaching? But do you think that this is his
yes.
year?
I totally think they go for it. Mickey
See, to
Loomis,
me, that's
Mickey,
dangerous. That's
but,
dangerous.
but Mickey Loomis believes his job is to give the current head coach the best possible chance to win. That's what he believes his job is. And technically he's right. As a general manager, you're supposed to give your head coach the best chance to win. And if he believes, hey, the Saints don't have enough receiving options, and they really don't, right? Rashid and Alave are good, right? But you saw it today. Mason Tipton is a terrible, he might be the worst number three in the NFL, right?
I don't think he's even like a technical number three. I mean,
Who's the number three?
okay, Kamara,
Talking about receiver.
Kamara, Kamara's literally the three. I
All
mean,
right, but my point exactly. They don't have a number three receiver. All
but
right,
it's not worth pursuing a guy who's making what I don't even know his salary,
I,
something
I
substantial.
long term, I agree with you.
No, it's a
But
short term play. It's like
yes,
you're
but
happy
that's what
for
Mickey
a
Loomis thinks
year.
about, right?
No,
Mickey,
that's what I'm saying. But he took it back this year. He took it back. I got to give him credit. I will say that. Before he was pushing all the chips in. This year he pushed a couple in. He didn't really go that crazy this offseason. Saints fans are pretty hilarious actually. They're like they bitch about when they go all in when we got Jameis Winston at the helm, and then this year they barely made any moves. They made a couple shifty moves, but made a couple shifty moves, and then they complain about not making any moves. Like, what do you guys want? I don't understand. It's just very emotional.
they like
Like,
being in the pool, Mike. They like splashes.
no, they're spoiled. Drew Brees literally spoiled them. That's literally what it is. And I'm just waiting. Just the day of reckoning is starting to
Dude,
come, and it is
Mike.
what it is.
So I covered the Broncos, obviously. Broncos defense is really good, by the way. The only thing I'm gonna stop on this Broncos quick talk to get back to the Saints, but watching watching Sean Payton, develop Bo Nix is very impressive. And I saw Bo Nix, something Russell Wilson didn't do last year. He fought back. He fought back with Sean because Sean's a hard ass coach. Sean's going to chew your ass out all the time. Bo didn't let that happen. And they went and they scored 3 touchdowns in the second half against the Raiders and beat the shit out of the Raiders. They're 3-2. But just the difference in coaching between Peyton and Allen. And then you sit there and you see Breeze and Carr. When you don't have it in the NFL, you need to find it. And the Saints are stuck in the mid. And like that's just another point to that.
Well, they're tied to Carr now, so I mean, they restructure his contract to further solidify him down the future.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why I respected Denver so much. Like they just cut ties with Russell Wilson.
Peyton wanted to fully rebuild New Orleans and Loomis didn't. That's a big part of why Peyton. Yes, it's a big part of why Peyton wanted to. Peyton wanted just to cut ties with all the older players and just start new.
I wish. I mean,
Peyton did.
I hate losing, but I'd rather lose than be in the middle. I mean, it sounds insane.
Could you see Sean Payton developing a young roster? What he's doing in Denver right now?
Yes and no. I could see Peyton. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I could see it, but then I could see Peyton getting kind of weary of it.
No, he likes it. He feels like he's got a second spark right now, Denver.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just no. I wasn't really getting upset about tonight. It is what it is. Like you just knew what this team was. At least I did, and everyone else is lying to themselves. That's okay though. I completely get it. I would 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would have lied to myself too. So I completely get it.
What changed for you? The no call or the Minnesota?
Yes, but it not in the ways that I'm describing right now. Those 2 calls really took a lot of the emotion out of it. Well, it took the emotion out of like, do I care about this stuff? Yes. Am I going to let it ruin my week? Absolutely not. It's just like I'm trying to look at it more as a not a casual, but like a national viewer, like a person, like not as my team, but like, you know what I mean? Like, because when you watch the game, like as a fan of your team, you see certain things. And then when you watch it, when you're not, you take a lot of the emotion out of it. Like that's since coming up with this podcast.
Tried to be like you, Michael.
No, I try too. And like emotions take over.
Look at me. Look at me. I tried to be like you, Michael Foret. Like after that no call, bro, that took so much out of me. Being at that game, looking at my dad.
Well, I'm just trying to be like logical about it,
dude.
Too.
I tried, but every Saints season, man, that 504 comes out, man.
No, I get
New
it.
Orleans or die. Like watching Steve Gleason block the punt, like it's all that New Orleans Saints pride comes out, and just like every week's emotional.
No, I completely get it. I think I would probably be more lean to that if they were a good team rather than a shit team. A shit team makes me want to like watch this in more of like a logical lens and a more like non-biased lens. That way I can comment on it, not be emotional. It's just like, that stuff when the no call and, Marcus Williams being an idiot, all that stuff happens. Like
he's been terrible with the Ravens, by the way.
Yeah, he's tackling ghosts out there.
And Sam Darnold's throwing touchdowns.
So Sam Darnold came back to earth a little bit, but he still won. So, yeah, I'm just trying to watch it less from an emotional. I mean, I care. I'll be a hoot at till I die, but like, I'm just not gonna let this ruin my week anymore. It's just, especially when I know what a team is. If a team was like 2018, 2019 Saints, then it's a different story. But right now, I'm not going to let this stupid team. I'm not going to let the combination of Derek Carr and Dennis Allen get me upset over this dumb shit when he's throwing that first pick. That first pick he threw was
terrible,
that was so
dude.
bad.
Like I told you, you're 12 years in the NFL, Mike.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
You see
you
a
blitz.
You see a blitz, dude. All right, let's talk about that. Dude, this is a big point I wanted to talk about with Derek Carr. Yes, a lot of the problems are not his fault. Yes, they have a lot of injuries. Yes, the running game is not working. But when you see a blitz, and this is your 12th NFL season, Mike, you're supposed to be like, okay, let's get an extra blocker. Let me get somebody I can throw the ball quickly to. Dude, Drew Brees used to feast off of this shit. They called him Slant Boy, Michael Thomas, but every time there's a blitz, 1, 2, 3, Michael Thomas, 8 yard gain. Let's keep moving the football. This man pisses his pants every time there's a blitz. You throw that ball out of bounds and you get points that drive. That's a win against the Chiefs. That's a win. Dude, it wasn't just that play. It was like four. Dude, that third down play before the fourth down to Mason Tipton, where he threw a good ball, that fourth down. But that third down play, he didn't recognize the blitz. He threw it off his back foot and just threw it up.
Yeah.
Now,
No, it
dude,
was it was
you
a
don't
good yeah. No.
you
It
don't
looked
expect
bad, but it
a
was a good
12th
play.
year NFL vet to do that, dude.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. He just is what it is. He is what he is. I don't think he just rejuvenated his career, this far down the line. If it was year 4, 5, 6, maybe fine. I get it. But no, I'm not buying this. I've watched too much sports to know what it is. It's a long season. Oh, another thing, why is Jamal Williams taking the kickoff back? What superior ability does he have that makes you think this dude can go 100 and 5 yards? Is there anything in that dude's bag that you're just like, yeah, this dude's gonna take it all the way?
He's a power back.
Yeah, exactly. Just put
He's a
Prentice back
power
there.
back.
Put Prentice back there. Put the fullback back there. I mean, what are we doing? And then he knees the ball on the 1 yard line. Bro, are you shitting me? I said this last week too. What are we doing? Shaheed, I like Shaheed. He's got speed, bro. Like if you got speed, you got some kind of attribute to get there quickly. But like think about all the greatest returners in the game. They're speedsters, not Jamal Williams and his. People are questioning if he can even play anymore. Like, what are we doing now? Now he's not even being smart with the ball. It's like there's really not one other person that can take it back. I don't know. That's just weird. The Saints have not one speedster that can, not one track guy that can sign or something.
Dude, there's Kool-Aid McKinstry, I would rather back there.
Well, he was doing punts for a while, right? Or for
Yeah.
a little while.
Yeah, why isn't Kool-Aid back there?
Well, they had Kamara back there. I'm very anti putting Kamara back there, but maybe at like one point earlier in his career, they had him back there. I think he took one back against the Bucks, or he might have taken a couple back, and then they had Taysom back there. That wasn't bad, but these guys are like all world athletes. Like Jamal Williams, like a great guy, but people question whether or not you're washed. Like you don't have any superior athletic ability right now. Like I don't understand the coach's decisions doing that. So that's just a little side note I have. You gonna look to next week? Who do they even play that next week? Oh, Tampa.
Oh no. I know they played the Bucks. Yeah, they played Tampa. Prayers for the city of Tampa. Tampa Bay Buccaneers
Yeah.
are flying in, right? They're practicing at Tulane this week with apparently, man, just we know what this is like. One of the worst hurricanes, mile per hour, winds wise. Apparently, it's supposed to lower a little bit as it hits Mexico. But you never want to see that, Mike. They play the Bucks, and then they play the Broncos in 2 weeks. So, it's just two straight games at home. You got off to that incredible start where everybody thought you were one of the best teams in the NFL. You got brought down to reality now. You're a below 500 team again. Now you got two games at home. The Saints of the past would go 1-1 here. If the Saints win two here, you're back on track to making the playoffs. So, as much as we sit here and you talk about all the Saints' downfalls, is all glory and happiness the first 2 weeks. Now it's all sadness this last 2 weeks. Let's see what this team does. We could sit here and speculate all night what this team's going to do. They could go 0-2 next 2 weeks.
They could go
They
2 and
could
0.
go.
I don't know.
They, they could go either or.
No, that's the thing with this team. Like going in, I mean, call me crazy, but going in tonight, like I actually was kind of confident that they were going to win this game,
Me
only because of
too.
the,
I bet big time.
only because of the fact that they win games they're not supposed to win, and they lose games
Yes.
they're supposed to just kill people. So that was like the main reasoning behind that. Plus, Mahomes, the Chiefs really haven't been lighting the world on fire this year. Like, I mean, I
And
know
they're
they're
five
four
and
and
zero.
zero. Yeah, I know they're 5-0, but like the eye test does not match for what their record is. So if you've watched the Chiefs at all, you're like, this team really isn't. I mean, I guess you are. They are what they are, man. They're winners.
They won three
Is
Super Bowls and they're 5-0.
Yeah, I mean, but like it doesn't match the eye test. But yeah, no, going into this, I was like, oh, Saints, maybe I think they might be able to get it done, and then they did what they did. So right now they moving on to Tampa. They got Saints are favored by 2. Um,
Hey, real quick, Mike.
would not
Let's
bet
get on to
that.
some positive. Okay. Shout out to the UL Raging Cajuns.
Oh yeah, baby. Now we're cooking.
I told you they would beat Wake Forest, did I not? They beat Wake Forest. And then they went on the road for the first time since 1993 and beat Southern Miss. Go Cajuns.
No, they look good. Southern Miss is kind of not the best team this year, but
Terrible.
yeah, they got it done. I was kind of hoping they'd beat them by a little bit more, but a win's a win. I'm not going to complain about it. Yeah, no, UL looks good. I think if they can end with like I don't know, it seems like they're in a good position. So that's all I'm gonna say. Woodridge is like either really good or not good at all. I mean, he was terrible against Tulane, and then this week he looked pretty solid. So,
Well,
um,
Tulane's also beating teams 71-20.
yeah, no, Tulane's definitely on the rise for sure. But yeah, no, Cajuns are on the come up. Hopefully they keep pushing. So, um, yeah, dude, yeah, I know you've already looked at the slate for this weekend for college
Oh, it's
football.
incredible, man.
It's insane.
Dude, you want to talk about Ole Miss LSU? Because
Yeah,
I
I'll be
believe
there.
this is a spot for the playoffs
Um,
potentially.
yeah. How many SEC teams do you think are gonna get in? 3, 2,
Four.
4? Um,
Yeah, I think four, maybe five.
I got to like a. I don't understand why they didn't move LSU up. They really fucked up. They should have moved LSU up.
It doesn't matter if you win this weekend now.
Just listen. They should have. Okay, that's what I'm saying. They should have moved LSU up to because what the 4 teams in front of them lost, so they should have moved them up to like 9 or 10, and then Ole Miss like right next to each other should have been like 8, 9, 9 or 10. But no, they're gonna just for strictly TV ratings. One of those teams are gonna get bounced. They're one of those teams is sliding back no matter what. So I don't understand why they wouldn't do that. Have 2 top 10 matchups. Or just a top 10 matchup. So I don't understand why they did that, but they're going to move Notre Dame off a bye up and they're going to move Iowa State. So I don't understand that. If I had any thought about that at all, it's like just you could just for TV ratings and make more money. That it's really, really simple. But
Yeah, but for LSU's point of perspective, does it really matter? No.
no, but it's just cooler to see 8 versus 9 or 9 versus 10 rather than 8 versus 13.
It's still a fucking big game.
No, it's a massive game. I mean, yeah, it'll set the tone for the rest of the season. I mean, LSU's got this, and then Bama's their next hardest game, and then they got a lot of trap games. At Arkansas, that seems to never be an easy game, no matter what. At Florida, Vanderbilt, who's the best team in the country, I guess,
No,
and
dude, you
then
gotta watch out for that Vandy game, man.
yeah, no LSU schedule, it's not terrible. It really isn't.
Tulane's the most likely team in the country, according to ESPN, to win out, by the way.
Tulane, how many losses? How
Yes.
many L's do they have? 1 or 2?
Too. They
Yeah.
lost to Oklahoma and Kansas State, but they have the second best odds besides Boise State. If they lose, Boise State loses one more game, Tulane has the best odds to make the college football playoff.
What's Colorado's outlook?
So they look good. They're 4-1. They
They
had
got
their
Kansas State. That's a good
yes,
game.
really good game. 8-15, which is terrible, dude. This whole week I've been sitting there. Do I go to that game or do I go to the Avs home opener, which is at 7? But I could probably show the Avs highlights after that game. So I'm going to the Avs game instead of Colorado versus Kansas State because I can't show their highlights because it's currently going to be playing during my sports broadcast at 10 o'clock. But really big game for Colorado. Um, they had their most impressive win. They're coming off of a bye, but 2 weeks ago, most impressive win during Coach Prime's tenure at UCF, where they were underdogs. They went in there, won 48-21, dominated on all 3 levels. We haven't seen that from them. Travis Hunter's the best player in college football. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Do you think he's a cornerback or receiver at the next level?
I think he's the best at both right now.
I
And
mean,
that's crazy.
I think it's got to
It's
be like,
harder to play. It's harder to play cornerback, but you get more
yeah,
money at receiver.
yeah. Or you could put him at corner and then make him play like 10 to 15
Yes,
plays.
positional, like at certain position. He's not gonna play full time both, but you can
No,
put him
you
in
got
the
to you
third
got to kind of
downs.
you got to stick to one of them and then play seldomly.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, a good DB is way more valuable than, or I don't know, about way more valuable, but I'd rather have a really really good cornerback than a really really good receiver because
yeah.
good DBs are so
Um,
hard to come by. It seems like.
so in the NFL, I would play him fully at cornerback, and then third downs and situationally, I would play him at
Well,
receiver.
like 10 to 15 plays a game or something.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. But yeah, all right, so if Colorado beats 18 Kansas State this weekend, they move up. They're ranked, right?
Dude, they're ranked massively. They might be top 20.
I'm trying to think. Florida, Tennessee.
Yeah, I would say it's a trap game, but Tennessee already had
I was
their
about to
trap
say trap
game.
game, and then I held back.
Because Tennessee already had their trap game. They lost to it at Arkansas.
Oklahoma, Texas. Can Oklahoma hang? I don't know. Is yours playing?
No, it don't matter. I think Arch might. Dude, that's a conversation. Arch has been
Is it?
incredible. Yes, Arch
Hmm.
Manning has been incredible, Mike.
Mm,
Look at
I
the
don't know.
stats of like them too. Arch has been outplaying Gwen. Ewers.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's a great problem to have. It kind of reminds me of the Cardell Jones thing a while back.
That's what I'm saying. It is, but like you sit there and you're like, but Arch might be better.
Yeah,
And Ewers is a first round draft pick, like we said earlier. But honestly, I think Ewers' experience matters going forward, and that's why I would go with them. But Arch next year might win the Heisman and be the best player in the country. Arch is that guy. Like
if
he's
if
good. He's good.
yeah, no, Arch is definitely the real deal. I don't know. I was kind of thinking too, like if Nussmeier has 4 touchdowns this weekend and they win, does he just get vaulted in the top 3 of Heisman talk?
Not top three, but he gets bolted. He goes into discussion. I wouldn't say top
If you
five.
looked at his stats, like compared to like
He's
just
been
about
great.
anyone, he's been like lead. I don't know about leading, but he's right. He's neck and neck with yards and touchdowns,
Mike,
and
there's nobody been the hype man of Garrett Nussmeier than myself. I fought you over Garrett
oh, I've
Nussmeier.
never been a hater on him. I just think he's going to turn the ball over in some really bad situations.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
a gunslinger,
yeah, no,
but he's also a very good quarterback.
but it's kind of like the Jaden Daniels thing last year. Like it's like the same exact thing. Like Daniels putting up these stats, no one's talking about him, no one's talking about him, no one's talking about him. Come week 8, come week 7.
But I think there's some like, dude, Cam Ward with Miami, man. That comeback, I was so pissed. I lost some money. I would have won a lot of money with Cal.
Yeah, me and Fonz were watching it. Well, we watched the UFC fights, and then we I think I went to bed at halftime. Halftime was way too late. These stupid California games are so late. But
It's
yeah,
great for me. I'm in Mountain Time, so
yeah, it's easy for you. But yeah, East Coast, it's a killer. But no, I woke up, I saw 36, 35. I'm like, what the hell happened?
well, there
So
was questionable calls. Miami got bailed out 2 straight weeks in a row. Um,
yeah, how are they? What, the number 6 team in the nation? You could easily have 2
I
wins.
thought they were number 4.
Are they 4? No, Penn State's 4. Yeah,
They're number
Miami.
6.
It's Texas, Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Georgia, and then Miami at 6.
All
Bama at
right,
7.
well that's fair. Miami got lucky the last 2 weeks. That's fair. Miami got bailed out. Miami should have lost the last two
What's
games.
their schedule like the rest of the year?
They won.
Louisville, Florida State. Florida State's terrible. Duke's not a bad team. Georgia Tech's is sleeper. Wake Forest now. Syracuse 4-1, but I don't really know anything about them. Yeah, it looks like Miami's gonna make the CFP.
It's all about the youth. They're a team that's going to be good, I think, in the future too because of NIL. They got a lot of money.
Well, they stole Jabari Antoine out of Louisiana, but we'll see.
They got Cam Ward. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to see if there's any other games. I mean, we didn't even talk about Ohio State, Oregon. What's the spread on that? Like 3 or something?
that's the game of the week. I think Ohio State's look like the second best team in the country outside of Texas. So
Ohio State's favored by 3, 52.5 over under.
I mean,
That game's either going way over or way under. And there's nothing in between.
between
When you make that bet, you're either gonna be really happy, really fast, or just really mad the entire time. Like there's nothing in between. I don't see any backdoor covering with that. I don't see anything like that. It's gonna be like a
you're
slot.
like me watching the Saints game.
Yeah. Yeah, is anything else college football you want to talk about? All right, well,
Um,
let's just make game picks real quick. Let's go through it. LSU Ole Miss, who you got?
I think LSU wins actually.
I think so too. I think Death Valley be rocking. Ole
The
Miss is kind of
night
banged up.
game.
Yeah, I'll be there. Ole Miss is kind of banged up too. I don't know if Trey Harris is playing. I saw one of their linemen went down. I think it was their center. I don't know if he's gonna be playing.
And LSU typically plays their best ball to start like late October, early November.
If
So
LSU can kind of play, like drawing parallels here, if LSU can kind of play like the Saints did with the Eagles and just kept everything in front of them and not give up the big plays, I think they can beat Ole Miss. I think if they keep them less than 28 points, I think they can definitely beat them. So that should be kind of their benchmark. But yeah, Ole Miss, or I'll take LSU. Vegas already has a bunch of money coming in on Ole Miss. So the spread's moved a little bit. So it's at 3 right now. Texas, Oklahoma, who you got?
Texas.
Yeah, I think 14. I think Texas can actually cover that. Penn State, USC.
Where's it at?
USC, Penn State's favored by 5.5. It opened at 4.
Me
It's a lot of
USC.
money. You're taking
U,
SC? All right. I'll ride
yeah,
with that. I'll ride with that.
USC struggles in the central and eastern time zones. They haven't won there in their
Oh
last like
yeah. I
12
saw that
games.
tweet. I saw that
Yeah,
tweet. Yeah.
yeah. But since it's in California and they're kind of due, and USC's not a bad team, they should have beat Michigan. Um, yeah, give me USC.
What happens to Michigan's head coach? He sticks around another year or two?
Yeah, I think he's fine for this year.
Yeah, I agree. But like you think long term he's actually the guy?
No,
No.
I
Yeah,
said he's fine this year.
yeah, they'll go big head hunting if he slips up. Georgia, Mississippi State, right? Florida, Tennessee. Who you said you got Tennessee?
Yeah.
Ohio State, Oregon, probably game of the week.
Where's it's at Ohio State, right?
I think it's at Oregon. At Oregon, Ohio State's favored by 3.
I got Ohio State.
I know in the NFL, I think I said it in a couple pods ago, but the NFL, at least they used to account for this, but like home teams get 3 points no matter what. So like if you have an evenly matched team, the home team always gets 3 points. I don't know if that translates to college football. I would kind of assume it does, but I'm not sure. Would you say you had who?
Ohio State.
Okay. Kansas State, Colorado.
What's the spread?
Kansas State's favored by 4.
Sometimes, Mike, you gotta
Oh
get
my
ready for
god.
JT. What you
Jeez.
really need to be getting ready for, Mike, it's prime time, baby. And prime time always shows up at 8:15 Mountain Time. I got Colorado.
I'm taking Kansas State. You can keep all that shit. Yeah. I was just looking at Colorado's schedule and yeah, I think this is their first real test was Nebraska. They got smacked. And then
Dude, they shouldn't have won that UCF game, and they killed the shit out of them.
Baylor, I think Baylor kind of fucked up at the end too. I don't know. It's just sports, man. 2 to 3 plays. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
keep. I'm gonna
every
repeat
game.
that. I'm gonna keep repeating that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Any upsets you see? You think South Carolina or Wake Forest or
Let me tell you right now. All right, this past week was the best week of upsets. I mean, since what, 2007? You had Vandy, dude. That was awesome to see, man. Huh? Vandy beating Alabama 0-60,
talk
and they
about
go
watching
and win
games
it.
skeptical the entire time?
Yeah, cause dude, I bet on Alabama when they're down 2 scores because
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly. I'm you and
dude,
everyone else.
yeah. I was like, oh man, dude, I get plus money for Alabama. Let me take that.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, dude, Arizona State, Utah on Friday. Arizona State's 4-1.
Who's their coach?
Dude, he's a young guy. I forgot his name, but he's an Arizona guy. He's been pretty
Hmm.
good. Dude, watch out for Arizona State.
Kenny Dillingham. He's born in 1990. Wow.
Yeah, he's a young guy, man. He's like in his 30s. What is he, 34?
Let's look up his resume. How did he get there so fast?
Um,
34, 30, something like that.
dude,
He was
Cal can be Pitt. Pitt's 5-0. It's an upset. Arizona over BYU at BYU. Dude, Arizona beats BYU at BYU.
all right. You want to hear this
Um,
guy's
Go
so
ahead.
he's an alma mater. Like this is where he graduated from in 2012. He was a high school coach. It says QB. So I guess he's a QB's coach and he was a QB's coach at a high school for 5 years. And then he was a high school offensive coordinator slash QB coach, same high school for 1 year. And then OA, is that operationals? What is that? What does that stand for? On field assistant?
No, it's OA.
Operational assistant? Something, I don't know.
Yeah,
Some kind of
operational
some
assistant.
kind of job like that. Something like not whatever. And then that was 2014 and 2015. So 1 year at Arizona State like that. He was a Memphis GA. Then the next year, he was a QB slash tight ends coach at Memphis. And the year after that, he was offensive coordinator, QB coach. Year after that, he was offensive coordinator at Auburn. He was a QB coach there too. 2020 and 2021, Florida State offensive coordinator, QB coach. 2022, he was the Oregon offensive coordinator, QB coach. And then now he's Arizona's head coach.
Yep.
That's pretty crazy. I mean, he went from a QB coach in high school to 11 years later as Arizona's head coach. And he's what, 30 something years old?
Yeah, it's incredible. But he's doing well. So my picks of the week, Mike, you ready? Upset picks of the week. Arizona State over Utah. I have Colorado over Kansas State. I have Cal over Pitt. And then I have what was my final one? I just said it. It's my biggest one. Give me a second.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona over BYU. I think Arizona. That's the one I'm feeling most confident about.
Side note: have you seen Boise State's running back?
Heisman, man.
Heisman.
Dude, Heisman. My man has
You got
1,000
to put up
yards.
serious stats. You got to put. I know he's putting up stats now, but you have
Dude,
to
no, Mike. He's putting up these serious stats.
Let's
Look up his stats. Look up his stats. He's got 1,000 yards in 5 games and 16.
Ashton
Mike,
Genty.
He's got 16 touchdowns and 1,000 yards in 5 games. If he's not putting up serious stats, there's
Yeah,
no
okay.
such thing
I
as
was
serious
not
stats.
fully aware of this man's game. Yeah, no, I just saw like Twitter highlights and I was like, yeah, this dude's a beast. I didn't realize he was
Mike,
this good.
Mike, Heisman.
Bet it then. I know you want to.
I already
Drink.
did. Come on, brother.
You didn't
I'm
bet
way
this.
ahead of you.
When the hell did you bet this? An hour
I
ago?
bet this 2 weeks ago.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I cashed out on the Saints and Alvin Kamara MVP bets, and I bet that.
Dude, I like
I'm
this guy.
fast. I'm a madman, Max.
This guy is this guy a first round running back?
Dude, is any running back a first round running back?
I mean, the Atlanta was dumb enough to take Bijan, what, 5th overall or 6th, whatever the hell he was.
He might be. I mean, he's either first or early second.
Did he kind of come out of nowhere? What was
No,
he
he
like
was good last year. He was really good last year.
Oh yeah, I mean, he had 1,300 yards.
Yeah, he was really good last year. Yeah, I covered the Mountain West. He was a fucking monster.
I think if this guy can get his receiving yards, I think if he can kind of be where he was last year receiving wise, he'll definitely win the Heisman.
But the problem is there any point throwing him the ball when you just hand it and he gets 1,000 yards in 5 games?
Well, I mean, he had 18. He had 1,900 something.
He's only playing first half, Mike.
Yeah.
He's played only the first half in 3 of those games, and he's got 1,000 yards.
Who'd Boise lose to?
Oregon by 3.
Oh, so Boise might be kind of legit.
That's what I said. Tulane has the second best odds besides Boise.
I can't keep up with this shit. Dude, yeah. Yeah, I don't really see anything too crazy upset wise. I think USC's, I guess.
You don't think Arizona's gonna beat BYU?
I don't know anything about BYU. I do know Arizona. Someone said BYU has had their like. What did they say about BYU?
Arizona beat Utah. Arizona's good.
BYU beat Kansas State 38-9. Wow.
Yeah. But they can't drink at that stadium, Mike. They say it's a home field advantage, but what kind of home field advantage can't drink?
Is that your theory? When you go on ESPN, is that what you say?
No, I can't say that on ESPN. That's why
Yeah,
I like
you can. You can definitely say that. I've heard more egregious takes.
BYU's not a good home field. Go ahead.
They don't have a home field. They can't even drink. What is this? I'm drunk right now. Yeah, that's a good one, I guess. What's the spread on that? BYU 5.5. Yeah, it's not that big of an upset. 3:00. The Mormons are pissed, Corey.
I decided to take a shot for BYU since they couldn't take one.
All right. I think that just about does. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good, brother. So good
I went to the Pels game today with Fonz.
Oh, Zion looked good, huh?
In like what capacity?
Wait.
Scoring. He looks the exact same.
He does?
Yeah. This whole rhetoric where he's like, oh, I lost 15 pounds. It's like just classic gaslighting, Pels gaslighting. Yeah, he's gonna be a great player. I think he's definitely gonna be more locked in. But it was good. I think Murray's not going to score as much. I think he's going to be more of a facilitator type. I think that's going to be.
I'm okay with that. I think that's the best
version of him. I think so too. I think there's already enough shots to go around. So Ingram to even play. I don't know if he's got some knee thing, but I think he's going to get traded.
I think he's got his feelings hurt.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Ingram. He says a lot of stuff, but I don't. We'll see. We're gonna have a lot of Pels talk coming up, so that's probably
Go!
special. Yeah, so I don't know what to make of that team. Daniel Tice for MVP. That's all I gotta say. Yeah.
White guys.
Anything
Hey,
else?
oh, hold up. Talking about white guys, Mike.
It's the white guy segment.
Yeah, white guy segment brought to you by white defensive back Corey Rholdon.
Brought to you by Mayo.
Um,
Elmer's Mayo.
you know, there's a top 10 cornerback in the NFL so far this year. That's a white guy that I talk to pretty frequently who had an interception this week. His name is Riley Moss.
Is he starting next to Sertan?
Yes, dude, he's been starting the whole year.
Don't get mad
He's the
at me.
number one.
I
He's the
don't
number
watch the
one
Broncos
rated
like you
corner
do.
2 weeks ago, Mike.
I don't watch
He's
the Broncos hardly
Yes, he's the
ever.
first white starting cornerback since 2002. He got an interception this week. He was the number one rated cornerback by Pro Football Focus. First the Bucks in week 3. He's number 7 rated cornerback by Pro Football Focus. My man gets thrown at all the time. You know why the Broncos defense is only giving up like 12 points a game? It's because my man is locked down. Hey, they lied to you. White can cover black.
Jesus. No, was he a second round pick? What was he?
Third, he had like 12 interceptions at Iowa in his career. He's a
Why'd he
playmaker.
fall
It,
besides stereotype?
probably stereotype. Because I talk to Pat Surtain after. I talk to Pat all the time about this crap. And I talked to Pat. I was like, hey Pat, Riley said that because I talked to Riley just before we talked to Pat. It's like, hey Pat, because Pat's like the favorite for defensive player of the year. Pat's incredible, man. Pat is having like a
Isn't he from Louisiana?
yeah, his dad is from New Orleans. He went to Alabama. He almost went to LSU.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember that, but is he actually like from New Orleans or
I
Louisiana?
think he's from Florida because his dad played for the Dolphins.
Hmm.
But his dad's from New Orleans.
I remember there's a Bama LSU thing. I don't remember exactly
Yeah,
what, but
yeah. So I was like, Pat, Riley talked about his celebration with his pick, and he needs to work on it. What do you think about that? How he's been playing? And then Pat was like, yeah, man, he's gonna pass on the celebration. And then he just fucking stares at me. He pauses for a second. Some people think, um, uh,
Some people think what?
questioning about him being a white cornerback, but he's making history. My
Oh,
man's balling out.
bro, if
He's
you're a
like,
white cornerback, you got to be making history. There's no like bad white cornerbacks. I'm sorry, like that doesn't exist. So
no, he's incredible. He's been one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL this year.
yeah, Sertan was born in Florida. Okay, that makes sense.
Dude, you
Yeah,
fact checking me? What is this? You're better in CBS.
yeah. Wait, did they pay Sertan yet, or it's too early?
Oh, he got paid, bro. Highest paid cornerback, defensive back in NFL history. He got
96.
paid. He might be
What?
underpaid now. He might be
I
underpaid
thought
currently.
Lattimore got paid more than this. No,
No.
really? Let's see. You think he's underpaid now?
No, dude, he's the favorite for defense player of the year.
Yeah, they extended him pretty early. Yeah, 4-year 96. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, you got to have the good DBs, man. Got to have them. You're in trouble if you don't.
Yeah, you know what they say.
Is Kool-Aid going to see the field soon?
I would play
That's
Kool-Aid
another thing. Why haven't they played Kool-Aid? I feel like he made
over
some really.
Adebo.
I don't think
Kool-Aid's played
Adebo's
well.
been that bad. Everyone's shitting on
No,
Adebo. Like, come on.
because I mean, pass interferences happen. They happen.
Well, they got to throw to somebody, and it's always him. So
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean,
saying
and
it's a
pass
good thing, but
interference happens, man. They happen, Mike.
that one against Worthy tonight was pretty bad. I mean, Worthy is literally
But
a feather.
Yeah, and like he fell down, but the play before that, like the drive before that, was pass interference.
I think like with a Debo, like it's either really good or it's just like, oh my god, get off the field. Like there's
He's
nothing.
aggressive. He's
Yeah, no,
aggressive.
I agree
It's
with that.
fine.
No, I agree. I don't think trading him is the move. I don't think getting him
I think
somewhere.
he's a good player, but pass interferences are going to happen.
Yeah, no,
He's
I
not
agree.
Browning, dude. He's not out of position just grabbing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess Lattimore, Debo, Kool Aid, Alontae Taylor. Alontae Taylor's got to be first, or I don't know Sertan, but Taylor's got to make the Pro Bowl or some kind of acknowledgement of what he's done this year. But he's been
Dude,
a stud.
Sertan is on a Darrell Revis season right now.
I like it. You want to end with that?
Yep. And
All right,
I'm sad.
get over it. You
Like
need.
and subscribe to more sadness. This is a pod where you can just get out all your feelings and talk through it. The Saints, they cause a lot of depression, but we're here. It's just like counseling. Like
Oh, it's cheaper than a therapist. That's what I will say. So, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that bullshit in my life. When I got people who can listen to me rant about the Saints. So, yeah, if you can like and subscribe and hear our shitty takes, we appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
we love you.